My son loves just opening and closing doors. These cabinet doors, he just sees them, walks up to them, and just opens them, and then looks at it for a second, then closes it, and then opens it, and he'll do that for a half hour straight. So I was thinking I should 3D print him a door. It's plastic, it's light, and it's safe. And then Dollar Tree had a sale last night where everything was like 50 cents, and I got these things for 50 cents. And I was wondering, like what to do with them, where to put them. I mean, obviously I had to buy them. I mean, yeah, the uses are endless, but I was thinking, what should I do with them? And I think by combining the two, I came up with a pretty good idea. So I guess my calculations were a bit off. I must have made the walls a little too thick. So let me show you. These things don't do anything for now, but when I slice it, this is just regular settings. It takes 4 hours and 45 minutes. So basically 5 hours. But that's all because of these little infill things that it has to do on every single layer. And this is on 0.28 millimeters. So that's about 1/3 less layers, and yet it still takes almost 5 hours. That's because of this infill. The infill was not supposed to be there. I was supposed to make it thin enough that there wasn't going to be any infill. Now I select my object, do 0% infill, slice it again, and boom, we're down to 3 hours and 15 minutes. Much better than 5 hours. But if you go over here and add these little things, what I do is I add 100% infill, and I do concentric, then slice it, and it only adds like 3 minutes. So you see over there, it's infilled and the rest of the walls are hollows. So these walls are just hollow, but that part's infilled. I'm strengthening it in the corners. I realized that the whole bottom together was 7 layers, so I cut it up so that it's only 2 layers, which saved a lot of time. I also added this SVG texture to make it look nice, which unfortunately brings up the time significantly, and I'll show you how to do that. Click on Object, Add Part, and you scroll down to SVG. Then you just go pick an SVG. Now it's in. Now you could do Join or Cut, or you could do Use Surface. And then here you can resize the size of the SVG. And here you could either do 0.2 millimeters or 0.4 millimeters. Here it is. Now we have a cool texture super easily in Bambu Studio with any SVG you want. Okay guys, let's check it out. Oh my goodness. Wow, I have never 3D printed anything so big. And that is stunning. Seems pretty good. Wow. This is massive. I didn't even know I could 3D print so big. This is huge. Wow, check out this side. This is sick. This is so cool. This came out perfect. Holy smokes. Just finished 3D printing these bad boys. Putting in a horizontal piece to strengthen the vertically printed door handle. Bro, what is up with my Pixels camera? Bro, this is not... I don't know if you guys could see this, but this is not real life. just a black bar going across the screen. Anyways, the first version of these were too small, so 3D printed ones that are 10% bigger. And now the magnet fits right inside. It's a little loose, honestly, but good enough. Okay, honestly, they're a little too weak, so we'll just have to discard them. Now what I'm doing is I just added primitive and rounded rectangle, changed the sizes a little bit, and went over here, 2 bottom shell layers, 0 infill, and wall loops, and it looks pretty good. Okay, now this is ready. Let me show you guys what we're gonna do with it. Wow, I think I need to do this more often. I love this. It's so beautiful. So this is just a box. This is actually not printed in vase mode. The only difference is, you see that right there? I don't know if you can see, but that's the seam. So vase mode doesn't have a seam. I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing that. So we're gonna cut it. So now we're gonna cut it right before the seam. 1, so I'll cut this corner, 2, 2, and cut this corner, 3, 4. I'm gonna take off these pieces. We're gonna cut the bottom off. Just peel it. It was actually my first time doing this, so this is pretty cool. 1 piece and 2 pieces. Sweet. By the way, this flat piece, super good, super strong stuff. 2 layers, extremely flexible in all directions, and extremely hard. So that's cool. And here we have 1 layer thick, flexible, and very, 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 very strong. Very strong. Okay, now I take some hot glue. Let's put this. It's on the edge of the table. Wow, that's totally melting the plastic. Did not expect that. Okay, great. Now I put it here. Oh, got some on my finger. Okay, we let it dry for a few minutes. Let's see what happens. Wow, that is perfect. So you just take the video camera. We'll have to figure out how to put it in. Put it in there. Write free cookies on the front. Boom. Busted. Hell yeah. Here's some other toys I made for my son. These are gears. He loves wheels. So I was like, oh, gears. He would love that. And he totally didn't pay attention to it at all. Maybe when he's a little older, he'll like it. But this is pretty cool. Very easy to make. He loves door handles. He actually likes this one. This was an old door handle, so I 3D printed a back for these screws. And yeah, he likes playing with this. And this too, this was the remote part to my old FPV drone remote. And I just 3D printed a base to it. And it's pretty fun to play with. I kind of like playing with this a lot. I actually did it for myself, but he plays with it a little bit now.